Hey you guys, I'm Jack Ruston, welcome to Ruston's Boneyard. Now the day after tomorrow it is the 4th of July and my buddy Rich in LA quite rightly pointed out that really I ought to be doing some sort of hot dog recipe. Now I've got a problem with hot dogs, and the problem is that they are generally full of the kind of processed food that we really don't want to be eating. So what I thought I would do is to see if I can create some sort of sausage out of ingredients that we're happy to eat. So what I've got is a load of lovely chuck and some rib fat offcuts from my friends over at Barfield Butchers, who've also given me these sausage casings. For sausage, you really do want quite a high fat percentage, maybe kind of 30%. And then we're going to put a few little spices into that, put it in our sausage casings, and we're going to make a fresh tomato salsa to go with that, and we will use some Marie Emmerich's protein sparing bread to make a hot dog bun. So let's see if we can do this or not. I've never made a sausage before, so I don't really know how it's going to come out, if I'm honest. You can use all kinds of cuts for this. You could definitely use brisket point, fattier bits of chuck, the rib cap. I'm going to run this through twice. Now, we've got our meat, so let's season it. Now we want to get a kind of smokiness into this. So what I'm going to use is some smoked paprika, about a teaspoon I guess is going in here. A little bit of dry chilli, pepper, Redmond real salt. Be reasonably generous with that. Garlic powder. I'm not going to add too much of this, it's quite sort of potent. I just want a little bit. And then I'm just going to mix all this through. If you don't do well with spices, if you're not good with any kind of plant spices, don't worry. Leave it out. Just put some salt in. Take this ring off. Sausage making attachment in. Let's take a piece like this. I'm kind of winging it here, you guys, because I haven't really done this. It's a bit like trying to get a used condom onto a plastic elephant stick. I should possibly have done something to get the air out. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just snick the end off. That's probably good now. That's pretty cool. Look at that go. I like it. I think what I should have done is had it feeding through when I very first put the skin on, so I'm going to try doing that this time. Pretty cool. There's something so satisfying about watching it kind of form sausage like that. That and electric meat slicers, which are very satisfying. There we go. Look, sausage. Okay, so we've got a couple of these giant sausages. Look at those go. Right. All we need to do is to make our salsa and our protein sparing bread roll. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the oven on to 180 degrees centigrade. Now while that's warming up, we're just going to crack these eggs. We just want to separate the yolks and the whites. So I've got 6 egg whites. Don't break the yolks into the white, because if you do that, it's not going to whisk up the way you want. So we're just going to whisk those to stiff peaks. You can do it by hand, but you'll be there at Christmas. So I like to use an electric whisk. Okay, so this is done. This needs to be very stiff peaks, which is what we've now got. Into that we're going to put egg white powder. And for 6 eggs, we want about a quarter cup. So 30 grams-ish in English money. And then a good pinch of salt. We want to season this quite well. You can be reasonably generous. So, whisk it again to combine. And use a sheet of greaseproof. Just very lightly oil that with a little olive oil. Arrange this in a sort of long, thin shape by just taking spoons and sort of smushing them together in a long line. Now, don't panic if this looks a little bit scrappy. I think we just need to accept this method that unless we have a very particular type of mould, it's gonna be a little bit rough and ready. And I don't know about you, but I'm okay with that. If you haven't made Maria Emmerich's protein sparing bread, it is an extremely useful thing if you're either low carb or you just don't like eating processed food. So depending on how high you heat it and stuff like that, it takes slightly different time to cook. I think these are going to take 15 minutes and we can have a look at them now. Right, now, salsa. I've got some beautiful organic tomatoes. That's probably enough. Red chilli, these are just little bird's eye chilies, hot ones. I prefer to use a little bit of a hot chili than a lot of a mild one. Spring onion, salad onions, green onions, whatever your particular local vernacular is. Garlic, crush, ends off, peel, finely chop. Coriander, as we call it, cilantro, as it is in America, again, very finely chopped. Squeeze, pepper, salt, olive oil. Let's mix it up. Now, we will taste it for balance of salt, chili, and lime. It's those things that are going to kind of offset each other to give us the intensity that we want against the sweetness of the tomatoes. But I'm not going to taste it straight away because it takes a little bit of time to sort of come together. Protein sparing roll half. She gets lovely soft interior. I'm going to put a little olive oil on it. I'm just going to toast that lightly on the grill. There we go, look. Wow. Toasty. And then we just need to cut a big bit of this bad boy. There it is. In there. A little bit of Dijon. Always good. And then we got this fresh tomato salsa, chili. The 4th of July Boneyard Dog. It's for you, Janocki.
It's amazing. It's really delicious.